Welcome back, Amador County. Joined this morning with Helen Bierce and Janie Brown. There we go. Okay. Having a little tough time this morning, but friends of the Amador County Library.
Right.
And you are looking for books for your book drive.
Yes, we have a book drive a couple of times every 6 months to gather books for our book sales, which follow a couple of months later. Okay. So we really depend on the community to give us donations so that we can stock our sale.
Okay. And the money that's raised in these book drives that you have, where does that money go?
Well, the book drives are to get the books. The book sales we use to support the library. Janie?
We support the children's program. We've just purchased all new computers for the patrons to use.
We buy a lot of the books.
At this point, even some of just the regular operating money, comes from Friends of the Library.
How many computers does the library have here in Jackson?
I think it looks like about a dozen. Yeah. About a dozen, and then there's a whole children's section too, little literacy station for children.
And I think they just got another computer that's a bilingual children's literacy station.
Right.
But those were really popular, so they had they just added another one of those in the last few months.
How many of the sales do you have a year?
We have 2 sales, one in the spring and one in the fall. So before those, like I said, we have a couple of these book drives, and we hold them at our book warehouse, which is at 42A Summit Street, behind the old courthouse. Okay. And people just bring us their books, and then we sort through them and sort them into categories because our book sale is all categorized.
Right.
And we can give people a receipt too. I mean, their donation is fully tax deductible.
Sure.
So
is it hard covers, soft covers? You're pretty much looking across the board?
Both, and audio books. We've gotten where we get lots of especially the ones on CD.
Right.
So we're looking for gently read books.
Right.
What we don't want are manuals, magazines, books that are in encyclopedias and books that are in, rough condition.
Right.
Because then we just have to dispose of them, and it makes a lot of work for us. But normally we get, excellent donations.
Do you end up with, at a drive, hundreds of books?
Hundreds, thousands.
Thousands of books.
Yes. I don't know if you've ever been to our book sale, but it's
I haven't.
Thousands and thousands of books. It fills the entire American Legion Hall.
Wow.
With lots under the tables too, and it's all categorized. So.
And I think that's the key, so that way you're not kind of thumbing through who knows what.
Right.
You go right to your section of what
you
might be interested in.
Yeah, and you can sometimes go right to your author.
Oh, really?
Like
under alphabetized and categorized.
Oh, so somebody behind the scenes must be doing a little bit of work.
Yeah, we do a lot of work. Yeah.
Right. So how did you get involved with the Friends of the Amador County Library?
Well, I was on the board years ago when I lived here in the 70s, and then when I moved back here in the 90s, I saw that they were needing a board member, and I've just books are my thing, and I think with Janie also. In fact, that's how we met. And it's such a worthy cause. And even though there's books on devices now, the library is being used, and it's modernizing all the time, and it's being used in ways that we hadn't thought about years ago. But it's even more popular now. So it really needs our support. And the county, trying to balance their budget, just keeps pulling back, and so we need to we step up as much as we can.
So you're having a book drive coming up. It's going to be on Saturday, September 14th. Where do they bring the books again?
They bring them to 42A Summit Street, which is in the parking lot behind the old courthouse.
Okay.
You'll see a sign out there. We'll have a sandwich board out on Summit Street, and from 10 to 2, we'll help you unload them, and we can give you a tax deductible receipt.
Great.
And if you can't come that day, on our website, which is Friends of the Amador County Library, you can go on there and see there's a number you can call, or locations in the county where you can drop books off if you're not, if you can't get up here the 14th.
Now, Janie, how did you become involved with the group?
I've been a member for a long time because I used the library, but then actually, while I was still working, Helen started saying, now, as soon as you retire, we need to get you on the board. So.
Right, we've got a position to fill here.
Yeah, and Janie's been wonderful, and she's been our past president. She just turned it over to Sandy Sullivan this year, but she did a lot for us, and still does a lot for us.
So the library moving forward with technology.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure with that comes cost.
Yes.
Increased cost.
Right.
And
Yes.
at the same time, the funding is probably hard to acquire.
The Board of Supervisors really tries to support the library, but there's only so much money, and they know, that they can only give so much, so we just try and step up our efforts. But we appreciate their support so
Absolutely.
much also.
Yeah, so if you've got that bookshelf,
Yeah.
just start going through
Your
it,
books
pull
Right.
them out,
Yeah.
pull a couple out, stick them in
Right.
a box,
Right.
and bring them down to the drive,
Right.
and we
Absolutely.
can help
We'd love to see them.
keep the library rolling.
Yes.
Good stuff, good stuff. Speaking with Helen Bierce and Janie Brown this morning here, Friends of the Amador County Library, Saturday, September 14th, right over
From
here,
10
right,
42, 10 to 2.
right up behind us here.
But
is,
we will also come and get your books, or you can arrange to meet us at some other time. I think my number's on the screen, and they can call me, and we'll make a plan.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds like a good time. I remember as a kid going there to research when it came to reports and things like that before the internet. Now, you obviously have internet access there.
Oh,
Yes.
we do. We have amazing programs there. The Friends of the Library provide something called Mango Languages. If you have a library card from your home, you can access Mango Languages and learn any one of 31 foreign languages. And then there's a whole job center where you can go and learn how to write a resume and do research in your field and just find out what fields, are looking for workers. So,
Wow.
the library is just amazing.
Another large program they have there is a literacy program for, I think a lot of what they do is with adults. They have a good program where they go to ARC at least once a week and work with the people there. But anyway, if you need help learning to read, that's available at the library
Right.
too.
Wow. So a lot of services to be
Lots of services.
held here at the Amador County Library. How many branches throughout the county?
There's the main library in Jackson, and then there's a branch in Pioneer, Pine Grove, Plymouth, and Ione.
Okay.
And they all have Wi-Fi there
Yes.
as well as,
So if somebody had their own
you can go in
laptop,
there.
they could go in and
Yes,
log on to the
absolutely.
Wi-Fi? Wow. Good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know. If you're and maybe it's somebody that just their internet, sometimes your internet goes down for a few
That's right.
hours.
Right.
If you needed to get an emergency email
Go to the
off,
library.
head over to the library.
Right.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Saturday, September 14th. Bring your books, 42 Summit Street, right up behind us, behind the old courthouse.
Right.
Bring your books or call Helen and make an appointment to
We'll
rendezvous
make a
somewhere
plan.
else.
Right.
Right.
Let's get those books.
Good. Thank you.
Ladies, thanks for coming in the studio. We're going to run to an ad break. We'll be right back after these messages.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.